Captain Hyunwoo Park stood on the bridge of the Earth cruiser Rising Sun. He watched the stars outside the window. It was hard to believe that just 3 years ago, humans thought they were alone in the universe. Now they knew about thousands of alien races, but knowing was different from belonging. "Admiral Park, we have a message from the Galactic Council," said Lieutenant So-Min Lee. She was the smartest person Hyunwoo knew. She could speak 5 alien languages. Hyunwoo sighed. "Let me guess, more rules, more restrictions." So-Min nodded sadly. "They want all human ships to have council escorts. No more independent travel." The bridge went quiet. Everyone knew what this meant. The aliens saw humans as children, dangerous children who needed to be watched. 3 years ago, the first alien ship had appeared near Earth. The humans were excited. They thought it meant friendship. They were wrong. The Galactic Council ruled most of the galaxy. They had thousands of planets and millions of ships. They were old and powerful. Humans were new and weak. "Sir," called Captain Jin-Ho Kim from his pilot station. "We're being hailed by a council patrol." On the main screen, an alien face appeared. It had blue skin and 4 eyes. This was a Vorthon. They were the strongest race in the council. "Human vessel, you will prepare for escort duty," the alien said. Its voice was cold. "Our ships will guide you to the nearest council station." Hyunwoo kept his face calm. Inside, he was angry. "This is Admiral Park of the Earth Defense Force. We are in Earth space. You have no right to—" "You have no rights here," the Vorthon cut him off. "The council has deemed your species a threat. You will follow our orders." The screen went black. "Sir?" So-Min asked. "What are your orders?" Hyunwoo thought carefully. Earth had only 50 ships, the council had millions. Fighting now would be suicide. "Send a message to Earth Command," he said. "Tell them what happened. We'll comply for now." Later that day, Hyunwoo sat in his quarters. He was thinking about the past 3 years. When the aliens first came, they seemed friendly. They shared some technology. They invited Earth to join the galactic community. But there were conditions. Earth had to follow council laws. Earth ships could only go to certain places. Earth scientists could only study approved subjects. And humans could never, ever challenge the council. Ambassador. Yuri Kang had tried to change things. She was Earth's best diplomat. She spoke to the council every day. She asked for respect. She asked for freedom. The council always said no. A knock came at his door. "Come in," Hyunwoo called. Dr. So-Min Lee entered. Her brother worked on a medical ship that helped refugees. His name was Dong Min. "Admiral, I found something," she said. She looked scared and excited. "I've been studying council technology. They've been lying to us." "What do you mean?" "They say our technology is primitive. But it's not. Some of our inventions are better than theirs. Much better." Hyunwoo stood up. "Are you sure?" "Yes, sir. Our quantum computers are decades ahead of theirs. Our engines are more efficient. They've been hiding this from other species. They don't want anyone to know humans can build superior technology." This was big news. Very big news. "Why would they do this?" Hyunwoo asked. "To stay in power," So-Min said. "If other races knew the truth, they might join us. The council would lose control." Before Hyunwoo could respond, an alert sounded. Red. Lights flashed. "Admiral, to the bridge," came Jin-Ho's voice. "Emergency." They ran to the bridge. The main screen showed chaos. A human medical ship was under attack. Hyunwoo recognized it immediately. It was the Healing Hand. Dr. So-Min's brother was on that ship. "What's happening?" Hyunwoo demanded. "The Healing Hand was delivering medicine to the planet Zeph-6, Jin-Ho explained. "The people there are dying from a plague. The council patrol caught them in unauthorized space." On the screen, they watched council ships firing at the medical vessel. The Healing Hand was trying to run. It had no weapons. "They're shooting at a hospital ship," So-Min screamed. The rising sun was too far away to help. They could only watch as the Council ships destroyed the healing hand. Over 200 humans died in space, including Dongmin Li. So-min fell to her knees, crying. Hyun-woo's hands shook with rage. The Council had gone too far. They had killed innocent people, doctors and nurses, people who only wanted to help others. "Sir," whispered Jin-ho, "what do we do?" Hyun-woo looked at his crew. He saw their faces. He saw their anger. He saw their fear. He made a decision that would change everything. "Open a secure channel to Earth," he ordered. "Priority Alpha." Within minutes he was talking to the President of Earth. "Mr. President, the Council has just committed an act of war," Hyun-woo said. His voice was steady, but his eyes burned with fury. "They destroyed a medical ship. They killed our people." The President was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. "Admiral Park, I'm giving you emergency powers. Gather our allies. Prepare our defenses. If the Council wants a war, they'll get one." After the call ended, Hyun-woo turned to his crew. "Jin-ho, take us home. But use the shadow roads. I don't want the Council following us." "Yes, sir." As the rising sun flew toward Earth, Hyun-woo thought about what was coming. The Council thought humans were weak. They thought they could control Earth forever. They were about to learn they were very, very wrong. In space, there were rules. The strong could do anything they wanted to the weak. The Council had followed these rules for thousands of years, but humans had different ideas about rules. When someone hurt innocent people, humans fought back. When someone tried to enslave them, humans said no. The Galactic government had made one mistake. They thought humans would always obey. Now they would learn what happened when Earth struck back. So-min stood next to him, tears still on her face. But there was something else there now. Something harder. "Admiral," she said, "I want to help. I want to make them pay." Hyun-woo nodded. "We will, Dr. Lee. We will." Outside the window, the stars looked different now. They weren't mysterious anymore. They weren't beautiful. They were a battlefield, and Earth was ready to fight. 6 months passed after the attack on the healing hand. Earth had changed. The whole planet was preparing for war. General In-soo Choi stood in the secret base on Mars. He was Earth's new military commander. The President had given him one job: make Earth ready to fight. "Show me the new ships," he told engineer Hae-won Lim. Hae-won smiled. She was young but brilliant. "We call them ghost ships," she said. "They use quantum technology." They walked through a tunnel carved deep in the red planet. Ahead, a massive door opened. Inside, hundreds of ships floated in the hangar. They looked different from old Earth ships. Their hulls were strange. They seemed to bend light around them. "How many?" asked In-soo. 500 so far. We'll have 1,000 by next year." In-soo nodded. Earth was building ships faster than ever before, but this was secret. The Council couldn't know. Dr. Jae-hoon Seo joined them. He was the man who designed Earth's new weapons. "General, wait until you see what these can do," he said excitedly. They entered a small ship. Inside, everything looked normal. But when Hae-won pressed a button, magic happened. The ship became invisible. Not just to eyes, but to all Council sensors. "How?" In-soo asked. "Quantum tunneling," Hae-won explained. "We phase our ships through normal space. Council weapons can't hit what isn't really there." "And our weapons?" Jae-hoon grinned. "We studied captured Council technology. They use energy shields, but they have a flaw, a weakness they don't know about." He showed In-soo a small box. "This creates quantum noise. It breaks their shields from inside, makes them fall apart." In-soo was impressed. But Earth needed more than ships and guns. "What about allies?" he asked. On Earth, Admiral Hyun-woo Park was meeting with visitors, strange visitors. The 3 aliens in his office didn't look dangerous, but looks could lie. The first was a Kalari. She had silver skin and large eyes. Her name was impossible to say, so she went by Lin. Her people were smart traders. The second was a Maktor. He looked like a giant spider made of metal. His people were builders and engineers. Humans called him Sam. The third was the strangest. She was a Varish. She looked like living water with a face. Her people were artists and philosophers. She chose the name Hope. "The council controls us all," Lynn said. Her voice was musical. "They take our best people. They steal our ideas. We have waited long for someone to stand up to them." Sam's voice sounded like metal scraping. "We can help. We have resources, hidden bases, ships they don't know about." Hope's watery body shimmered. "My people see the future in art. Our paintings show freedom coming. They show humans leading this freedom." Hyunwoo leaned forward. "If you help us, the council will punish you. They might destroy your worlds," Lin nodded. "We know, but if we don't act, they will destroy us slowly anyway. This is our chance." "What can you offer?" Hyunwoo asked. "Ships, weapons, knowledge," Sam answered. "My people built council technology. We know all its weaknesses." Hope flowed closer. "We can hide your ships in our space. The council never searches our worlds. They think we're harmless dreamers." It was a good offer. A very good offer. "I need to talk to my leaders," Hyunwoo said. "Talk quickly," Lin warned. "The council grows suspicious. They're moving more ships toward Earth." Meanwhile, in space, Captain Min-Soo Yang was on a mission. He led Earth's best soldiers. They called themselves the Black Dragons. Their job was dangerous: spy on the council. Their ship was old and rusty-looking. It pretended to be a cargo hauler, but inside it was full of advanced technology. "Target in sight," said the pilot. She was young. Her name was Bokyung Ryu, and she was the best flyer in the fleet. Ahead was a council space station. It was huge. Thousands of ships docked there. It was one of their main military bases. "Remember," Min-Soo told his team, "we go in quiet. Get the information. Get out. No fighting." They docked with other cargo ships. Min-Soo and 3 others put on disguises. They looked like alien traders. The station was busy. Aliens of all kinds walked around. They bought and sold goods. Most ignored the traders. But Min-Soo's team had another goal. They needed to hack the council's computers. They split up. Each had a job. Min-Soo found a security officer alone. One quick punch and the alien was unconscious. Min-Soo took his identity card. Another soldier, Ki-ho, disabled cameras in a hallway. The third, Sunwoo, planted tiny devices on computers. The fourth member, Ari, watched for danger. In 30 minutes, they had what they needed. They learned terrible news. The council was planning something big, something called Final Solution. They wanted to end the human problem forever. Not just block Earth. Not just limit humans. They wanted to wipe out humanity. The information was passed quickly to Earth. Admiral Hyunwoo read it with growing horror. "How much time?" he asked. 6 months, maybe less, answered Captain Yang. It wasn't enough time. Earth needed more ships, more allies, more everything. But they had to try. Earth's leaders met in secret. The president was there. So were all the military commanders. "The council plans to kill us all," the president said. "We have 2 choices. Surrender and die. Or fight and maybe die." General In-soo stood. "If we're going to fight, we need those alien allies." Admiral Hyunwoo nodded. "I'll contact them. We need to move fast." Back on Mars, Engineer Haiwan worked day and night. She was building something special. Something even more secret than the ghost ships. "What is it?" asked her assistant, Dong-hoon. "A surprise," she said with a tired smile. "If the council wants to end us, they're going to get a shock." The device she built was small. It looked harmless, but inside was the power of a star. Earth was preparing for war. Not a small war, not a simple battle. They were preparing for a war that would change the galaxy forever. In hidden bases around the solar system, soldiers trained. Scientists worked. Engineers built. Earth's children were no longer playing in parks. They were learning to hide, learning to be strong. The Council thought humans were weak. They thought Earth would break easily. They were about to learn how wrong they were. 6 months. That's all Earth had. But humans had always been good at doing impossible things. They had climbed mountains, they had crossed oceans, they had reached for the stars. Now they would fight for those stars, and they would not lose. Dr. So-Min Lee looked at the picture of her dead brother. She was working on something that would make the Council pay, something that would honor all, the humans they had killed. "Wait for us, brother," she whispered. "We're coming." The galaxy was about to change. The old order was about to end, and Earth was ready to strike back. 6 months had passed. Earth was ready. Admiral Hyun-woo Park stood on the bridge of the Indomitable. This was Earth's largest ship. It was also invisible to Council sensors. "All fleets report ready," said Captain Jin-Ho Kim. He had been promoted to fleet commander. Around Earth, 2,000 Council ships waited. They thought they were besieging a helpless planet. They were wrong. "Sir, the Council is sending a message," reported Communications Officer Yoo-Jin Park. On the screen appeared a Vorthan with golden skin. This was Supreme Admiral Krolvak. He led all Council fleets, humans of Earth. His voice was cold and proud. "You have 1 hour. Surrender all your ships. Surrender your technology. Accept your new status as a servant species. Refuse, and we will burn your world to ash." The screen went dark. Hyun-woo looked at his crew. They were calm, ready. 6 months of preparation had led to this moment. "Open a channel to all Earth forces," he ordered. Across the solar system, Earth's hidden fleet received the signal. 500 ghost ships, 200 regular ships, thousands of fighters, but more importantly, allies. In hidden space near Jupiter, 300 Kalari ships. Waited, near Saturn, 400 Maktor vessels hung in the dark. Around Neptune, 250 Varish fleet ships prepared for battle. "All forces, this is Operation Payback," Hyun-woo announced. "Time to show the galaxy who humans really are." On Earth, President Young-hoon Bae watched from the command center. General In-soo Choi stood beside him. "Are we doing the right thing?" the president asked. "They plan to kill us all," In-soo replied. "We're already dead if we don't fight." The first phase began. Captain Bo Kyung-ryu led Ghost Squadron, 12 fighters completely invisible. They slipped through the Council lines like shadows. "Target acquired," she whispered. "Command ship, dead ahead." The Council flagship was enormous. It carried 10,000 alien warriors. It had enough weapons to destroy a planet, but it couldn't see the small ships approaching. "Fire!" Bo Kyung ordered. Quantum missiles slipped through the flagship's shields. They exploded inside the ship. The Council's mightiest vessel broke apart. In seconds, Supreme Admiral Krolvak died without knowing what killed him. All around Earth, similar attacks happened. Ghost ships appeared from nowhere. They fired once, then vanished. Council ships began exploding. The aliens were confused. Their sensors showed nothing, but their ships kept dying. Phase 2, Hyun-woo commanded. The real fleet appeared. 100 Earth ships suddenly materialized around the Council forces. But these weren't like any ships the aliens had seen. "What sorcery is this?" screamed a Council captain. The humans had upgraded their old ships with quantum drives. They could phase in and out of normal space. Council weapons couldn't lock on to them. Engineer Haewon Lim watched from Mars. Her quantum drive worked perfectly. "Take that, you bullies," she muttered. The battle became chaos. Earth ships would appear, fire, then vanish. The Council fleet was being torn apart. But Admiral Hyun-woo had a secret weapon. "Bring him in," he ordered. On a small ship near the back of Earth's fleet, a figure in Council uniform waited. This was Admiral Sung-min Won. Everyone thought he was a traitor who had joined the Council. They were wrong. Sung-min was Earth's greatest spy. He had spent 3 years inside the Council military. He knew all their secrets. "Council Fleet Command, this is Admiral Won," he broadcast. "I'm taking control of all ships. Retreat to Sector 7 immediately." Many Council ships obeyed. They thought Won was loyal to them. They flew into a trap. 100 alien ships jumped to Sector 7. There they found Kalari and Maktor fleets waiting. The IE Council ships were destroyed in minutes, but the main Earth fleet had another target. "Take us to the Council stronghold," Yunwu ordered. In normal space, the jump would take days, but Earth ships didn't use normal space anymore. They phased through dimensions. In 3 hours, they reached the Council's main military base, Stronghold Alpha. It was supposed to be impossible to attack. The base held 1 million aliens. It had 5,000 defense ships. It had shields that could stop anything, or so they thought. Dr. Jae-hoon Seo smiled from his lab. His quantum disruptors were ready. "Fire the reality bombs," Hyunwoo commanded. Strange weapons shot from Earth's ships. They looked like glowing balls of light. They hit the base's shields. The shields didn't break. They just stopped existing. The quantum disruptors made the shield generators think they weren't real. The shields vanished. Without shields, the base was helpless. "Send them a message," Hyunwoo said. Missiles rained on Stronghold Alpha. But these weren't normal missiles. They carried quantum bombs. Each bomb split atoms at the quantum level. The explosions were beautiful and terrible. They looked like ripples in space itself. In 12 minutes, the strongest Council base was destroyed, but Earth wasn't done. Captain Min-Soo Yang led the ground assault team. They called them the Black Dragons. Their job was special. On the Council planet Vorkon, the main government building stood tall. Inside, the High Council made decisions that ruled the galaxy. The Black Dragons appeared from nothing. Their new armor made them nearly invisible. They moved through the building like ghosts. Guards fell before they knew they were attacked. Alarms didn't sound. Cameras showed empty hallways. Min-Soo reached the main council chamber. Inside, 5 powerful aliens ruled 2,000 species. "Surrender," Min-Soo said calmly. "Earth accepts your surrender." The aliens laughed. "You're one human. We have armies." Min-Soo smiled. "Look outside." Through the windows they saw Earth's fleet. Hundreds of ships surrounded their planet. Ghost fighters flew past the windows. "Your armies are gone," Min-Soo explained. "Your fleets are destroyed. Your strongholds are ash. Earth has won." The High Council looked at each other. In one day, their mighty empire had fallen. But the biggest surprise was still coming. Various philosophers had predicted this day. Their art showed it. Their dreams revealed it. Humans would not just win. They would transform the galaxy. On the Council communication network, every species heard Admiral Hyunwoo's voice. "People of the galaxy," he said, "the Council is defeated. But Earth doesn't want to rule you, we want to free you." He paused. "Join us. Together, we'll build something better. A galaxy where all species are equal, where freedom matters more than power." On thousands of worlds, oppressed peoples celebrated. The Council's rule was ending. But Hyunwoo had one more thing to say. To those who fought for the Council, to those who oppressed others, you have one chance. Stop fighting. Accept justice, or face the consequences. On Vorkon, the High Council sat in their chairs. They looked old and tired. Their golden age was over. "What do you want?" asked Councillor Zethmore. Min-Soo stepped forward. "Justice, peace, and a better galaxy." The war wasn't over yet. Some Council forces still fought. Some refused to surrender. But Earth had shocked the galaxy. In one day, they had destroyed an empire that ruled for thousands of years. The humans weren't just fighting for themselves anymore. They were fighting for every oppressed species in the galaxy, and they were winning. Dr. So-Min Lee smiled as she watched the battle reports. Her brother's death was being avenged. "This is for you, Dongmin," she whispered, "and for everyone else." They killed. The galaxy was changing, the old order was crumbling, and Earth stood ready to build something new. 1 year had passed since Earth's victory. The galaxy was very different now. President Young-hoon Bae sat in his new office. It wasn't on Earth anymore. It was on the station Unity 1. This station floated between all the major worlds. He wasn't just Earth's president now. He was the first Secretary General of the Galactic Federation. "Sir, the morning reports," said his aide. "Ambassador Sun Mi Choi." Young Hoon read them carefully. Every day brought new challenges, but also new hope. "The Vorthon worlds are finally accepting the peace treaty," Sun Mi reported. "They're starting to rebuild their society." Young Hoon nodded. The Vorthons had fought the longest. Even after their fleet was destroyed, they refused to surrender. It took 6 months to convince them that Earth didn't want revenge. Earth wanted justice. And the new worlds? 50 more species have joined the Federation this month. Sun Mi smiled. They're all excited about the equality laws. Earth had created something new, not an empire, not a council, a federation where every species got the same voice. The smallest alien mouse people had the same rights as the giant crystal beings of Xerion. On Mars, engineer Hei-Wan Lim was teaching alien students. They were learning quantum technology, something the old council had forbidden. "Remember," she told her class, "knowledge belongs to everyone. No species should keep secrets from others." One student raised a claw. It was a young Kalari. "Teacher Lim, is it true that humans discovered quantum drives by accident?" Hei-Wan laughed. "Sort of. We were trying to build a faster engine. We broke physics by mistake. Sometimes the best discoveries come from trying impossible things." The class giggled. Humans were known for doing impossible things now. In space, Admiral Taejun Park commanded the Federation fleet. He was Admiral Hyunwoo's younger brother, but he had his own style. "Sir, scouts report pirates near the Xerion system," reported his second officer. "The old council ships?" Taejun asked. "Yes, sir, about 200 vessels. They're attacking merchant ships. Some council forces never surrendered. They became pirates and raiders. The Federation had to stop them." "Send the Ghost Wing," Taejun ordered. "Capture them. Don't destroy them." The Federation tried to reform. Criminals. Not execute them. Many old council officers now worked for the Federation. They helped rebuild what they had destroyed. Dr. Hyojin Moon was one of them. She was an alien who used to work for the council. Now she taught peace studies. "The old way was simple," she told her students. "The strong ruled the weak, but it was also stupid. We wasted so much potential." A human student asked, "But how? Do we make sure bad people don't take power again?" "By watching each other," Hyojin replied. "In the Federation, everyone watches everyone. No one person can control everything." This was the Federation's secret. Power was shared, not just between humans and aliens, but between individuals and groups, between young and old, between different ideas. On Earth, children played in parks again, but now they played with alien children too. Young Sohee Park threw a ball to her friend. Her friend was a small blue creature called Pip. Pip caught the ball with tentacles. "Good catch," Sohee said. Pip whistled. That meant "thank you" in Pip's language. Sohee was learning that language. Pip was learning Korean. All Federation children learned at least 3 languages. Admiral Hyunwoo Park was retired now. He lived on a small moon where he taught military history. "Sir, the students have a question," said his assistant. Hyunwoo smiled. He loved teaching. The students were from 12 different species. They all wanted to be officers in the Federation fleet. "Admiral, why did humans win?" asked a young Maktor. "The council had more ships, more weapons." Hyunwoo thought carefully. "We won because we weren't fighting for power. We were fighting for family, for friends, for the future." He walked around the room. "The council fought to stay in control. We fought to be free. That's a powerful difference." A Varish student flowed closer. "But how did you unite so many species?" "We didn't conquer them," Hyunwoo explained. "We gave them what they always wanted: respect, equality, a voice in their own future." On the council's old capital world, something amazing was happening. The planet was called Dominion before. Now it was called Haven. The old palaces were being turned into schools. The weapon factories became hospitals. The prison camps became parks. Captain Minsu Yang walked through the biggest park. His hair was gray now, but his eyes were still sharp. He met an old alien there. This alien used to be a council guard. Now he helped run the park. Captain Yang, the alien greeted. Thank you for visiting. Minsu smiled. How are the youth programs going? Very well. Young humans and aliens work together. They're planting new forests, building homes for refugees. This was part of the Federation's plan. Young people from all species worked together. They learned about each other. They became friends. Dr. So-Min Lee was working on something special. She was old now, but her mind was still brilliant. Show them, she told her team. On the screen appeared a galaxy map, but this one was different. It showed not just stars and planets. It showed connections between all living things. We call it the life web, So-Min explained. It shows how every species affects others, how we're all connected. This was the Federation's new science. They studied how to help all life forms live together, not just survive, thrive. In the Federation Senate, representatives from 2,000 species met. They made decisions together, not always agreeing, but always talking. A motion was being voted on. Should the Federation protect a dying star? It would cost a lot. But 6 species lived near that star. The vote was close. 1,001 for 999 against. The dying star would be saved. This was how the Federation worked. Every voice mattered. Every life mattered. President Young-hoon stood before the Senate. Today marks 2 years since the first strike, he said. 2 years since Earth fought back. But we didn't fight for Earth alone. We fought for all of us. The Senate erupted in cheers. Thousands of different sounds. Whistles, roars, songs, and claps. The old council ruled by fear. Young-hoon continued. We lead by hope. They divided species against each other. We bring species together. He paused. But our work isn't done. There are still pirates to catch. Still people to rescue. Still worlds to help. On the edges of the galaxy, the Federation was still growing. New species joined every month. Most came peacefully. Some needed convincing. But they all got the same message. Join us. Be equal. Be free. Some old council supporters still plotted. They dreamed of returning to power. But their time was over. The galaxy belonged to everyone now. Dr. Jae-hoon Seo had a new project. He was building something incredible. A gateway between galaxies. If it works, he explained to his team, we could explore new galaxies. Find new friends. Humans still loved exploring. Now they shared that love with others. The human spirit hadn't changed. They still fought for the weak. They still explored the unknown. They still dreamed of better tomorrow. But now they weren't alone. On Earth, in a small garden, a memorial stood. It honored those who died before the strike back, including Dr. So-Min's brother Dong-min. Children from many species left flowers there. They didn't remember the war, but they understood sacrifice. So-Min visited often. She was very old now, but she always smiled when she saw the garden. We did it, brother, she whispered. We built something better. The galaxy was full of life, full of hope, full of friends. The Galactic Council had tried to control everyone. They failed. Earth had struck back. Not with hatred, with love, and love had won. The end.